What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for another handful of sand. Well, that's what we're going to be doing anyways. We're swimming down to the bottom of the ocean and getting handfuls of sand. Whee! Bask in the emergent gameplay. Oh, it's so much fun running my fingers through wet sand. All right, let's go back up here and make our glass for our whatever the hell that thing is that we're about to build. It's going to be awesome, I can assure you of that. If we can find the Unobtainium. The Unobtainium continues to be the thing that eludes me. But what we're going to do right now is today we're going to focus on getting gold. Gold can be found in deep water locations inside caves and things like that. You don't get it out of like the little zinc nodes or out of the little limestone nodes. By the way, did I talk about what limestone was made out of? Did I do that? I can't remember if I did. Either way, little guys have things called calcareous tests. So a lot of things in the ocean have shells that are made of calcium carbonate, CaCO3, and when they die, it falls down to the bottom of the ocean. CaCO3 inside of a saline solution is totally and completely dissolvable. And so eventually it dissolves into this mush at the bottom of the ocean, which eventually solidifies as all the nutrients are leached out of it and becomes limestone. Alright, so I don't think we actually need to use this right now. Did we make we made our glass, right? Our glass is good to go. We've got all the little bits and pieces that we need. So there's 5 glass, got a little bit of salt, some membranes, got a couple of air sacs that we could eat if we wanted to. Let's eat right now before we go on our deep sea adventure. How about that? That sounds good. I don't want to do any like Jacques Cousteau type things on an empty stomach. I don't do well on an empty stomach. I'm bitchy, I'm grouchy, I'm generally just a big old grump when I'm hungry, so I would prefer to stay away from that while we're on camera. I mean, obviously, it's probably partially like a personal flaw too, but there we go. So now that that's good to go, I'll make 2 more membranes so that we can max out our water filtration system too. Now that the little calcareous things, or the little calcium bodies at the bottom of the ocean have managed to bug out on us, we'll take the filtered water, there we go, and back down into the ocean. Part of me wonders if I should slap a beacon on the side of this thing. I don't know if it works like that. Let's make a beacon just in case that I can put next to our submarine, because I've lost my submarine too many times to take the chance. Seriously, losing a submarine is infuriating, and I would rather not do it. Let's see here. The beacon. We need a battery and some metal. Well, hell, that's easy. Go down here. We just need a little bit of carbon, which I think we actually already have, right? Yeah, we already have the carbon, so we just need some zinc. See if we can track down some zinc real fast. Should be around here somewhere. This should be a very, very easy acquisition for us. An acquisition? Awesome! Making the underwater puns! I bet right now it drops copper. Or like emery or some ridiculous... Did it just fall through the wall? Or did I pick it up? Oh, it fell through the wall. Damn it! Oh, man! Lame! So upset right now, but I'm also feeling musical, and I don't know why. It's a strange thing to feel musical like that. Alright, so now we can make a battery, and then the other thing that we needed for it was metal. So let's grab one of our extra pieces of metal underneath the ship. It better still be there. I was going to say, metal, if you don't pop in just a second, I'm going to be very upset with you. Alright, so we got that. Don't need you. Let's make ourselves a beacon. I'm going to deploy it whenever we get, like, out of the ship. It's a good idea. Losing your beacon is the worst. I'm sorry, losing your submarine is just awful. It's easy to make another one, but it's still irritating when you're like 50 miles from home. And there it is. I don't know how big the beacon is going to be. How much of my inventory space does that use up? Alright, well, we're only on the hunt for gold, so it shouldn't matter. Let me go back onto the constructor and make sure one last time that it isn't going to cost us more than 1 gold, because I want to get everything in one trip, if at all possible. Sometimes the constructor does not like you to mount it. It just does. It's basically my experience with every like woman ever. Let's go back over here. There we go. So we needed just 1 gold. Just 1 gold, and it should be okay. The Unobtainium is the next thing. Probably in the next episode we'll go out and see if we can find Unobtainium. But the deep sea is that way, in front of the big ship. So let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into with the locals in this episode. Into our sea moth we go. Let's find the ruins of the ship. We're not going to use up oxygen while we're in here, which is one of the very nice things about it. So keep that in mind. You can use it to get to very, very deep locations of the ocean without having to worry about your oxygen being low by the time that you get there. Now, what we want to look out for right now are little caves. We want to get to a deeper zone, though. Underneath 100 meters is what I would prefer. So let's see if we can get down in here. What are we at, like 35 meters? Okay, let's see if we can bottom out in one of these trenches, maybe. things can attack you while you're in here, and it can, you hear that noise right there? That means something impacted with our craft. I know it's not a large extrapolation, but I figured I would point it out. There we go. This is what we want right here. This is the sort of depth that we're looking for. Now, this craft does have energy, and when it runs out, I presume that it will stop working. I don't really know how that whole thing functions, but we want to look for a cave like that right there. You see that little inlet and how there might be a cave back there? You want to find caves in the deep zones where it'll be yellow on your depth meter. If you can find those, later on they're going to install pressure systems into the game so that you can only go so deep with certain systems. But for right now, this should do us just fine. Ooh, we just ran into a wall. You may want to be careful about that while we're under here. Stop chittering at me, undersea creatures. I realize that I'm invading your space of residence, but that's no reason for you to use nasty language towards us. That little thing right there is the brain anemone that I was talking about. You can hit those with your knife and get calcium out of them too. Although, my assumption is that that'll be bugged just like the other ones will be bugged as of right now. Health is down to 93. It regenerates eventually. I don't know like how it works. Like, I got out of my craft one time and got back in, and at that point it had full health, even though the last time I was inside of it, it had like 50 health. So, this down here is like what we're looking for. That's perfect right there. Let's go ahead and we're going to leave the craft. And I don't think I need to deploy a beacon since we're just going in here. Let's take it really, really slow in case there are poppers around, and there are. There are poppers back there. So what we want to do is we want to just like eyeball it and see if there's any gold in there that we can dash in and steal. Treat this like the Cave of Wonders and only go after like the one thing that you're looking for. I see no gold. So I think it's not worth the risk. Let's go back to our craft. We just used up a lot of our oxygen to begin with. Not a good thing for us. Go back up in the sea moth. Sometimes the sea moth bugs out and it gives you a weird viewpoint, so be aware of that. There we go. Viewpoint's a little bit higher set this time. Occasionally it happens. Not every time, but occasionally. That little cave right there, I see nothing of use or of value. But it looks like there's another cave over here. Oh, what the hell are those rocks doing? Jiggling around a little bit as they activate. On this side, we've got a bunch of poppers in there. I'd rather not damage my craft more than necessary. Oh good, we've got some sea manatees over here. So unfortunately, sea manatees when compared to humanities are quite a bit more flatulent, and in both humorous and terrifying fashion, their farts hurt you, so, you know, be ready for that fun experience. I'm gonna dive down into these caves. Ah, there's gold. You be careful about the poppers here. But if we can squeeze through one of these cracks... Oh, that's copper? Damn it. Okay, so I was hoping it would be gold. Let's have another look around. There's no gold up in here that I can see. Through some of these little cracks. Oh shit, we ran out of air. I wasn't even paying attention. Back out the hole. Back out the hole. To the ship. Okay, so we died and lost some stuff, including our submarine. That's not good. We may be able to recover it. Did I lose? What did I lose? I still have my Sea Glide. I still have my beacon. It actually looks like they didn't hit us that hard. We've still got most of our glass. We still got all of our glass. Okay, so that was an accident that I didn't mean to invoke. Unfortunately, that means we're going to have to go back out here and see if we can find our submarine. I should have deployed the beacon. Every time I don't, I regret it. Every time I don't deploy a beacon, I deeply and truly regret it, and I should have done it this time. We should be able to find it. I think directionally, I'm okay for right now. Check some of these little caves and things for gold, just in case. I think we just need to get to the seafloor here. I think it should be over here along this seawall, I think. We didn't go that far out, so... I don't know if some of the stuff you lose, the submarine can be some of that stuff, but... Oh shit, what the hell is that? No, get out of here. I don't love you. You're ugly, stinky, and I hate you. He's like, oh, I just wanted an undersea hug. I mean, I don't see what the problem is here. I mean, it's a fairly easy thing for you to give me. Yeah, I don't know if your submarine can count as one of the things that you lose. Wow, we are still way down underneath the water. Hold on, let's get back up to the surface. And we'll just dive from right here. You don't want to go too close to that ship because it will start leaking radiation all over you. I knew I should have deployed a beacon. I hate myself for that right now. Very, very frustrated with myself for not putting down a beacon. I should have I shoulda. Now we're gonna be running around looking for our submarine when we should be looking around. The other problem is that there's pop-in in this game, and so you may not see it even though it should be inside the distance that you can see. Like, it's very easy to lose things in this game, even at close range, because, you know, there's a lot of pop-in. I don't know where we were at, but oxygen's looking a little sketch right now. It may be gone. I could build another one in between episodes. It's not a big deal. But for right now, we're just going to have to deal with the fact that we can't get down to the deep ocean without at least a little bit of oxygen being gone. Additionally, our food resource is looking a little bit low, as is our hydration. Alright, so back up we go. Let's get our air back. We'll worry about that for right now. It's down here somewhere. I just kind of... Okay, so I keep getting disoriented, but we should be able to find it. We just gotta find that rock pile. If we could find that rock pile, we will be absolutely good and golden. Because what good is being good if you're not golden? Obviously, I love deep-fried food, so I prefer all my foods to be golden, glistening in the sunlight with grease. Grease that thing up and throw it in the pot and I'll eat it. I don't care what it is. You could deep-fry anything and it becomes edible. You could deep-fry a toenail and that thing will become edible. Sounds disgusting, but I bet it would work. I bet it would work. Is that gold right there?
Oxygen, 50%.
Ah, it's flint. Damn it. We don't need flint, we need gold. Ooh. Hey, what's up, pal? You can totally have this sea mesa if you want it. Well, for right now, it appears as though our submarine is lost.
55%.
A disappointing turn in our adventure, but one that can't really be helped. We have more than enough copper to make it happen, so that's usually the limiting reagent when I try and build myself a new submarine. In fact, let me go, I'm gonna go do it right now. I realize that that's a big waste of this episode, but since we already have the stuff around, I'm just gonna go do it, because it's very, very difficult to explore without your submarine. I'm gonna keep an eye on the bottom of the ocean, but yeah, with the pop-in, probably gonna be fairly close to impossible to find the damn thing, so it'd be nice if it teleported it back to our base when we died. I would love for them to add an item you can make that's like a homing, not just a beacon, but it's like a wristwatch you can make that you can call your vehicle back to. You can attune it to a vehicle and then call it back to you. Because seriously, I've lost a lot of submarines in this game. Mostly on accident, sometimes on purpose. So we've got more than enough stuff here. I'm gonna ditch some of the tanks and things while we build. Fabricator, we need to make ourselves some carbon real fast, because we need that for a mushroom. Okay, so let's go down and get some sea mushrooms. Undersea mushrooms are always easy to find, so it's not a big deal. There we go. That's my favorite part about sea anemones, is when you poke them, they shrivel up like that. They're like, "Nyeh!" And they shrink back into themselves. I don't know. It's fun. I do it at the beach all the time. I'm probably irreparably damaging them or something, but it's still fun. Let's go ahead and get our carbon on out. That should allow us to make our... Oh, we need zinc. Jesus Christ. Okay, so this is turning into an embarrassing... Went out for one adventure and lost my submarine. What the hell? What the hell, universe? Why can't you just let me have this? That's gonna be flint, right? I found gold in weird places, so I assume it's gonna be... Is that zinc? Good, we've got zinc now. We've got all the glass we're gonna need to make a new one, so whatever. It's a minor detour. It took us like 5 minutes to get this done. Kind of a waste of an episode, but what are you gonna do? Get back up in here. Make our battery. There it is. Battery has been crafted. What I'll do now is probably ditch a knife. I'll keep the dive tank, since obviously that didn't go so great for me last time. Ditch the sea glide real fast. I'll come back and get it in a minute once we get done crafting, but we need 3 metal to make a new sub, so 3 metal to make a new sub it is. And that's exactly why in the previous episode I didn't bring any of that shit with me when I was trying to build my sub up front, because I knew. Of course I came up on the wrong side. Let's get this thing back. We'll get back up and running. Everything's going to be okay. It's just like some minor recoverability issues right now that we have to deal with. Constructor, make us a new sea moth. It should spawn around here somewhere. There it is. There's our sea moth. We also need to eat some food, so I've got an air sac right now. Ugh. Trouble. Trouble. Alright, well, let's go. We'll grab one of these little boomerang bastards down here. Maybe grab a couple of peepers, and that should be good to keep us sustained for a little while. No, I dropped my... Damn it. I dropped my meal. Okay, so that's fine. A peeper and an air sac. Probably one more peeper will do it. There we go. One more peeper and we'll be off on our way. Back on our adventures. If you're new to the Nerd Castle from this series, you will know that I do dumb shit like this like all the time. Like, seriously, just get accustomed. Because, frankly, I lose things and I do dumb stuff and my memory is awful. And part of it's that I tried to swim out of the wrong hole over there, which got me into trouble. I'm gonna eat the air sac too real fast, which sounds way more filthy than I actually think that it is. Alright, so now we're good to go. Grab the Sea Glide. The knife appears to be gone. I don't know where the knife went, but I don't think we'll need it. Let's get back into our sea moth over here. We'll get back to the mission of finding some gold. Alright. So let's see what we've got over here. I still have the beacon with me, right? Hold on. Okay, I still have the beacon. This will never happen again. And watch, the second that I come down here in a new submarine, I'm gonna find the stupid thing. It readjusted my viewpoint weird. Hold on. There we go. Sometimes it sits you down low on the console and it's weird. And you go this way, off in the direction of the fire. You can't pick up stuff while you're inside your submarine right now, but I think they are going to implement a submarine inventory eventually that you should be able to store extra gear and extra just random bits and bobs in. I love cruising around the ocean. This is the most relaxing thing ever. I could do this all day. Oop, radiation detected. We don't want to go that way. It appears as though we missed the abyss zone. There it is. This is where we want to go. Straight off the sea shelf. Which is not the shelf that you keep your seashells on. I was debating whether or not I wanted to do that joke or not. If you're wondering why the delivery took so long, that was my question. Whether I could get away with it without making the entire audience flinch. Alright. Well, here's a cave over here. I guess this time I'll be smart about this whole thing. And I will ditch the beacon right there. Hopefully we can pick it back up too. Would be a real hope for me. I think I came up in here already. This is the one where it got too tight for us to fit. Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. Well. Oh, hell. Let's go back. It is amazing how fast our oxygen runs out. Like, for real. I should probably bring more tanks with me. If all we're hunting for is gold, I should probably bring like 4 or 5 tanks with me. Maybe make this a little bit easier. I feel like I'm doing this in an inefficient fashion. So let's pick up the beacon, get back in the sea moth. Let's have it take us back up to the surface, which you can do. Look at that hand right there. That is a weird hand. And back up to the surface we go to refuel our oxygen tank. Okay, so let's dive. Dive! Dive! Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. We're at 55 meters. We're in the yellow zone, so we should be able to find some gold up in here somewhere. It set my camera up weird again, though, so I'm having trouble seeing. Let me jump out real fast and fix that. There we go. And our hand is still in the way, strangely enough. Our enormous, gargantuan, spider-like hand. Well, no gold down in and over here. However, that is not to say that there is no gold to be found. It's just kind of like all that glitters is not, and frequently is not gold. Sometimes you end up getting weird stuff. God, that's creepy. That kelp freaks me the hell out. But yeah, I found gold in one of my previous playthroughs, but I've never found it again. It's always like in these really, really deep sea areas, though. Lots of salt in case you need it, just in case you've been in too good of a mood lately. It'll bring out the salt like a good game of Hearthstone. Ooh, we can go down really deep. How deep can we go, though, before things get out of order? I wonder when the pressure will start to affect us. Oh, wow. We are way the hell down here. It's getting dark. Creepy. Creepy as hell. We are getting, like, past the point of no return if we mess this up. Wait, I thought I picked up my beacon. Oh, no, 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 no. Sea monster. Eh! What the hell? Oh my god. Floaters everywhere and like these enormous... What are these? What is that? Wow. Oddly enough... Will I die if I jump out right here? I'm pretty deep down. I feel like the pressure would kill me. It looks like there's no pressure systems in the game yet. What is this? Looks like it can't be harvested. Deep down, I was sort of hoping that that might be unobtainium, but I knew better. Let's dive down to the bottom. Get our hunt for the Red October on and see if maybe... Oh, they fizzle. Weird. I love the exploratory aspect of this game. Everything is so beautiful and you just want to like stare at it. It's almost a little bit it's a little bit hypnotizing almost, and I know that's why a lot of phosphorescent creatures that live at the bottom of the ocean or fluorescent creatures, whatever. I know that's why a lot of them glow. It's to draw their prey in because the prey aren't typically used to... Is that a mineable node right there? Let's find out. Oh wow, magnesium. Okay. Wonder what that's useful for. I wonder if it's even implemented yet though. Is there anything else down here that's looking good? Yeah, let's get back in the ship. I'm nervous after that last occurrence. I wish that you could do some of your farming from inside the ship, but I realized that would remove a lot of the terror and horror from the situation. There's another one over there. I wonder if you get unobtainium from here. Let's try and break some of these rocks and just kind of like see where we end up. Clinkies. I think magnesium is probably the equivalent of zinc in some of the other nodes.
25%.
Okay, oxygen's low. Do I have a clear shot to the surface? No. But let's get back up here because we do need to get our air back in and I don't want anything bad to happen. I would very much prefer that nothing terrible happen right here. Wow, we are deep. 170 meters, so you're like 500 feet underwater, give or take. That's intense. That's real intense. It's deep enough to where I'd be getting nervous. I'd be getting real nervous. I guess we want to go back down this way. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Let's look for all the mushrooms and everything. There they are. Okay, so now we're back on the job. I wonder if gold is like a rare spawn from these nodes down here. I wish that it launched you out of the front of the ship, too. Like whatever you're facing was. Hey, break the rock. Alright, well we got the magnesium. I mean, I don't really think we need any more magnesium. Just keep a lookout down here though for anything that might be useful. Try and keep my point of reference to the ship. Yeah, I don't think magnesium's actually going to be that useful for burning and medicine. Okay, cool. Well, maybe that's for later on in the game once they implement it, but for right now, let's get back in the sea moth. We'll have a look around. The gold that I found was just laying on the ground. Like, there was nothing else to it. There was just gold laying on the ground, and you picked it up and looted it. But for right now, it must be daytime. I think that's why it was so dark previously, maybe. Hell was that noise? That's unnerving right there. The unidentified noise, like out in the blackness and blueness. Oof. It's concerning. Very, very concerning. Let's go back up. I wish there was a dive key. Maybe there is. Let's try. No. But basically, I wish there was a key that did the same thing as spacebar, but for like the down vector. No, that's not what I wanted. Jump back in the sea moth. Alright, well, whatever. We'll make it work. Definitely thinking we might want to invest in some new tanks or something. Like 3 or 4 of them. More magnesium. More magnesium. I'm assuming that coral is farmable right there. I don't know if there's rare spawns out of there at all. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. But yeah, we're down so deep at this point. Well, not right now, but we were to where I think you might need a pressure tank in order to come back up to the surface. Otherwise, you get yourself a nasty little case of the blood bubbles. Get yourself in trouble. And then blood farts baking up in your veins. Come up to the surface and just like explode from the pressure differential. That sounds like a fun experience. Doesn't it, kids? Alright, let's go back down to the bottom of the ocean. We only have 47% energy left. We might need to let this thing charge up in between episodes or something. I'm not sure how that works right now, but I know that mine recharged before, so I assume it'll recharge if you stop using it for a little while, since they haven't put a mechanism into the game to either repair or... let's go back to the initial plan. What is that? Oh wow, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, but it looks hostile. If I could just stay away from it, I think that would be absolutely A-okay at this juncture. We can go down even deeper? Oh my god. Oh wow. Okay, so at this point we gotta make some decisions. We're almost out of energy. I'm gonna go back up to the surface, and I'm gonna let this sit for a minute and see if it recharges. We'll come back in the next episode. We'll do some more deep sea exploration. I like how we can accomplish like nothing in this game, and it's still fun. At least it is for me. I'm having a blast. So I think that's the most important thing with games, is that you don't necessarily even need to be doing anything. It still just stays fun. My name is Splattercat. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, everybody, and hi-do.